Let's get into it. We have a Super Bowl matchup of the century: the Seattle Seahawks versus the I don't fucking know. That's like this is a joke of a Super Bowl. The New England Patriots, who have Drake May. Like, I'm sorry, but New England's not that good. They're overhyped. If Mike Vrabel can take you to the Super Bowl, that must mean that the other teams are pretty fucking shit. Mike Vrabel had Derrick Henry for years and couldn't do anything with that team. They were a winning team, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of respect for Vrabel. I think he's kind of a dick. Definitely, the players respond well to him. If he can get Stephon Diggs to fucking do something, that says a lot. That guy's a personality nightmare. From what I've witnessed as a fan, the guy seems like a basket case. But yeah, I watched Drake May play. Like, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. I think he is probably the top quarterback in the NFL this year. His pocket presence, the way he stands in the pocket, the way he can throw these dimes under pressure. He's got the short ball, the deep ball, the mid ball. So he kind of is the avatar of quarterbacks at the moment. But what I will say about this year's season, a lot of the teams just were not the same. They were plagued by injuries. They were plagued by, things that just didn't go right. And from what I saw between the AFC North with Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, and then you pan over to the Kansas City Chiefs. They've got some really aging players with Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and there was just a lot of disappointment this year, I think. And it's just the competition didn't seem too good. You had there was a big tectonic shift in the NFL this year. Caleb Williams came up. I couldn't tell you many other teams that made a big splash. I think a lot of these teams that came up are not going to be around and relevant in the next couple of years. I think Shedeur Sanders with the Cleveland Browns is going to be one of the top 10 teams in the league. I think Lamar Jackson, wherever he goes, whether he stays in Baltimore, if he can stay healthy and adjust well with our new coach, I think Lamar Jackson will be running the league. I think Mahomes is probably due another run. But I think they need a bit of a revamp as well, it seems. They've got to find somebody other than Travis Kelce because the distractions on and off the field it's just been crazy. It's been Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for years now. So I think the whole league is shifting. I'm excited to see which new QBs come up. Drake May, it's going to be hard to beat him for a while because that was a pretty good team before Drake May came along. Like, they had a lot of offensive line weapons. They had a pretty good defense that they were building. So it wasn't a big surprise that the only piece to me that they were missing was a great quarterback. So they got that, and yeah, that's my pick to win the Super Bowl this year. New England Patriots. Seattle Seahawks this year. Don't sleep on that defense. I think that the Seahawks have a fantastic defense. I just, unfortunately, in the Super Bowl, I think you have to score a lot of points, and I think that Drake May will be able to put up points on any defense in this league. Let me look up real quick. Have the Seattle Seahawks played? The Seattle Seahawks have not played the New England Patriots this year, so this will be the first meeting between Sam Darnold and Drake May. If you thought you'd be hearing Sam Darnold versus Drake May, I don't know. But shout out to former Ravens coach Mike McDonald for leaving the Baltimore Ravens, I think circa 2018. He left after the 2024 season to coach the Seattle Seahawks, and he was able to take them to a Super Bowl in 2 years. So one of the stats I had heard was, I think out of the last 14 Super Bowls, 13 of the coaches had been offensive-minded. And Mike McDonald will be one of the rare defensive-minded coaches. So that's hard for me, too, because I do think that I think that Vrabel and them, they probably will be. I think Vrabel's an OC coach. I think he's the offensive coordinator and the coach, or definitely does more of the offensive coordinating, play calling. Because Vrabel was one of those coaches where, as much as I didn't like his personality, like, to play against him, ooh, that guy was a dick. But to watch Vrabel play the Ravens back in the day when he had Derrick Henry and some of the wildcat plays they would make for him, the pop passes. Vrabel is a very no bullshit coach. Like, if the play makes sense, let's run it. If it's been working all night, we're going to run it again. If this is too obvious and we should do a trick pass, I'm going to do a trick pass. A lot of coaches, I think, try a little bit too much and they can't see the obvious move. I think Vrabel is very good at seeing the obvious game plan. We're going to run to the outside. We're going to do a lot of pitch tosses. We're going to spread the defense out. Then immediately after, we're going to do a play action, 45, 60 yards up the field. So he's definitely very classic. Spread the defense out, one left to right, make the field pretty long, and then randomly he'll bust a run up the middle or a play action deep on the sidelines. So I think the final score for this game will be 24-34. I think New England will end up winning. I just think that New England's made for these bigger moments. This is Seattle's second Super Bowl, I believe. So second or third. So I don't think Seattle has the experience to go in there and win this game, but who knows? I just don't know much about these teams. Like, I watched Drake May play in person the game that Lamar went out, but the Ravens were up on the Patriots by 10 as per usual. So if we had a better head coach and Lamar was able to stay in that game, I don't think we would have lost to the Patriots at all. I think we probably would have won by 20. So I am excited to see what happens this year. Coach Jesse Minter. I talked a lot of Ishmael about you last time. But I do feel as though you may not be a bad coach because, like I said, you're young and Lamar is young. You got a great offensive coordinator coming from the Chicago Bears. That is my favorite move. We need a better offensive coordinator, and I love the Bears offense. I think that was a big reason that Caleb Williams did so well. The first thing that Jesse Minter did when he came into the press conference was compliment his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He came right out and said it. And when I was in high school, we had this one coach who was a prison guard. He wasn't a prison guard when he coached the little boys. After he became a prison guard, he went and coached these young men, boys, whatever. And I think the guy just was a horrible, horrible coach for a long time. And he would only run this wing T offense. So pitch right, pitch left, up the gut with the fullback. That's it, wing T. So it was awful. I had the worst experience ever. He talked shit to all the star players. He was always super negative. He never could pray. Like, he was all about building men and not really focusing on winning the games, which was kind of a big deal. Like, he wouldn't sacrifice his offense to adapt. We get a new head coach, Lenny Schultz, rest in peace, who I signed a petition for to help him get elected at Madison High School's head coach. He comes in, first thing he does is praise all the star players. He gives them this value, this intrinsic spirit of like, hey, you're the best. Like, I'm going to treat you like the best. Just don't let us down. And I'm going to hold you to a different standard because you are the best. But at the same time, he did give like more advantages to his star players, and he also made them feel appreciated. And that's the first thing I see Jesse Minter come in here and do is say that Lamar is the best quarterback in the NFL. I've always admired his play. So he came in there and he admired Lamar from day one. And I think Lamar needs to hear that. Lamar is in Paris Fashion Week. So this is what kept him from meeting the new head coach. I think a lot of people would take this as a sign that Lamar doesn't want to be with the team. He often doesn't go to the mini camps. He doesn't go to the OTAs. He only shows up when he has to show up. I mean, this is a hard one for me because it's hard not to look at a guy, and I think in sports, you look at people like Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. You look at guys who went to all these camps, they did all these things, and they were always with their players, and they were always present. They were the ones pushing the team to do more, not less. And that's just the standard in all sports. So is it fair to compare a guy like Lamar, who's so talented, to these great leaders? Probably not, because Lamar's different. Lamar has a ton of God-gifted natural talent. And I think he just has a couple communication issues. I think that there is a clear burnout here where you got to think Lamar lost his head coach that drafted him, the guy that, put him first when a lot of teams passed on him. There's definitely some emotional damage. And when Lamar came up, I think a lot of people forget that he was going up a guy named Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in his prime. I mean, the league of quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield when he was with the Browns. I mean, the league of I think, did he also play against Ben Roethlisberger? I don't think he was that old. So yeah, I don't think he had Mason Rudolph maybe at that time that he was going against. But the league of quarterbacks that we had in the league when Lamar was coming up for a Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers at Green Bay, like Lamar had to go against a lot of tougher competition. And to the point where we are now, I sensed a burnout after he got paid. I mean, there was a lot of times where I just didn't see him smile anymore on the sidelines, even when they were winning. It just seemed very, just doesn't look like a happy-go-lucky person as he did when he was younger. And this might come across as a judgment. I know a lot of Ravens fans will disagree with me, but it's just hard to see that he wants to be in Baltimore unless things change. And I think the ownership is trying to make things change. But at the same time, if Lamar's going to move on, Lamar's going to move on. And there's nothing we can do. We're not going to take that, the wrong way. If he wants to go out and get more money somewhere else, he's going to have to do that. And we're going to have a staff that can develop a new team. But yeah, I don't know. Lamar Jackson's in Fashion Week right now in Paris. He was. He did not meet our new head coach, and you tell me whatever that means. I'm going to give him the pass on this one. If I'm the owner, I'm saying, look, we just put Lamar through a very traumatic experience the way last season ended. Maybe not giving him the coaching staff or the weapons he's been asking for. Does Lamar have a right to be kind of burnt out from the Baltimore Ravens? Does Lamar have the right to not meet his coach or go to OTAs? Like, has Lamar been feeling a little burned by Baltimore? Maybe, perhaps, and maybe winning a Super Bowl with another team that's maybe closer. I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, Jesse Minter is hiring the right pieces around him. We have a much younger coaching staff, so I think that says a lot. As a fan, I could tell that Todd Monken and Harbaugh were way too fucking old, to be coaching this young team of South Florida guys. Like, you need somebody with a little more fun, who's going to let the players play, but also be in their mindset more. So I'm excited about this transition for sure.